morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? Hey, Lori. Hey, Jen. Hey, Kristen. From the office. Hey, Amanda. Happy birthday to your son. Hey, Noah. Tired? Yeah, I get that. I get it. Hey, Anya. Hey, Danny. Yeah, it's a thought. I had a couple different people message me and be like, are you making stuff for Easter this year? Because obviously I made Easter basket stuff last year. I didn't realize, you guys, Easter's in March this year. So obviously I didn't plan far enough ahead. So we're not going to be able to do like a whole Easter basket thing like we did last year. But what we can do is just some minis for people to put in their own Easter baskets that are Easter themed. And I can talk to Shira and get some Easter stickers. So at least we'll have like, you know, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense to everybody. I know it's not ideal. It's not as good as last year, but it's still something, you know? It's better than nothing, if you ask me. Morning, Cindy. Me and my boyfriend are buddy reading your book. Oh my god, that's so cute. It'll be the second book he's ever finished ever? Really? Is he enjoying it? Is he having a good time? Does he like a character? What is it? Tell me. Wait, I need to hear more. Hey Ray, hey Tiffany, tell me everything. I want to hear all about it. What does he like? What does he dislike? From a new reader, I need to know everything. Sounds amazing. I'm thrilled for him. That's like really, really, really lovely news. In case anyone doesn't know what she's talking about, I wrote a book. It's called The Prince of Oregon, and apparently her boyfriend's not a reader and he likes it. My book is supposed to be here today, but who knows, it might take a U-turn. Hey, Nikki. So wait, to anyone, we just started last night, so we'll give a peer. Please do. He's not a fan of Mikey? Oh no, that's so sad. Everyone loves Mikey. I want Jack Black to play Mikey. Why doesn't he like Mikey? Tell me everything. I need to know. Why doesn't he like Mikey? We really want Jack Black to be Mikey. Hi, Naisa. Hey, Julia. If any of our other, what is on my face, do we think? Is it just a light? Oh, it's just a shadow. Jack Black as Mikey would be amazing. I know, right? Wouldn't that be fun? Jack Black would be an amazing Mikey. No sound because I'm in a meeting. Okay. What is on my face? It has to be a light because I keep touching it and there's nothing there. Yeah, it's a light. Okay. I hate it. It's making me think there's something on my nose. I also love Mikey. Did Shira make it, or is she still a few days out? No, she hasn't even got to New York yet. I'll ask him and let you know, but he really likes the prince's attitude. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. I like it. Hey, Renee. Good morning, darling. Hey, Mary. Tell Helen I said I love her hair. Did you guys know, for those of you who are Nespresso users, did you know that the Vita pods have vitamin B12 in them? Did you know? So if you are a lady of the continuing to have an Aunt Flo visit, it's the pink one, Noah. It's the pink one, Vita. I'll show you. This one has vitamin B12 in it. Additionally, that's why I try to have it like every other day. It's a medium, it's a 6. I love it. It's a really good one, but I like the B12. Gives you a little boost, you know? I don't have an open one right now, Julia, but as soon as I open it, well, actually, when I'm finished with this one, I can pull the old pod out, but it's a pink one. I am also a Malesio girly, Noah. Generally speaking, like every other day I'm a Malesio girly, but I try to sneak in a little bit of Vita. It's pretty close. I'm a Malesio Boost girly, actually. I need the Boost also, but I sneak in a little Vita every now and then. Some good stuff. I laughed because I had to explain to him what secret boyfriend meant. That's funny. Did you know that vitamin C helps iron absorption? I did know that. I did. I'm I'm not a coffee or a tea person, never either. Really? I have the Virtuoso machine, no problem. Just wonder if it will fit my own espresso. Not the pods I have won't, but you can get Vita in your size. You are welcome, Julia. You are totally welcome. Yeah, Becca doesn't drink coffee or tea either. I tried to buy her a coffee and had forgotten in that moment that she's not a coffee drinker. Once you get an espresso, you really 100%, Noah, 100%. You could not be more correct in that statement. Would not be more correct. So true. In case anyone's wondering totally Nespresso is the way to go. In case anyone's wondering if the cookies that Shira brought Secret Fiance were any good, they're gone. So that should tell you all you need to know. They're gone. All gone. Bye-bye. No moss cookies. All gone. Hasn't even been 24 hours. And listen, I don't judge. You do you. But you know. Yeah, they did sound good. They smelled really good, you guys. They smelled so good. I smelled them when she brought them. It was a torment to not eat them. Did you know that coffee inhibits iron absorption? I did, but there's no world where I'm giving it up. Couldn't care. To get a roll for something, you have to be Patreon, right? Yes, but I feel like, Lori, we can make an exception for you because you gifted us so many lovely things that we're going to use for Roll for Slime. So if you email me, I'll make an exception for you because you pitched in so much. Gross. My, what do you call it, didn't dissolve. No, not at all. It's not a personal question, and no, I don't put sugar in coffee. But I didn't put sugar in coffee even before I gave up sugar, so it doesn't really matter. Coffee is so imperative. There's no amount of iron deficiency that could make me give up coffee. Yeah, I read that as long as you don't have them at the same time, it's okay. Everyone say hi to Kurt. Kurt's in the house. What up? If you guys are interested in seeing a show that you can take your whole family to, my friend Kurt is currently Mr. Smee on the national tour of Peter Pan. This is a big one, you guys. This is a tour that's going to do a lot of things. And it's definitely family friendly. So you saw it already? You saw Kurt in Minnesota? Oh my gosh. Wait, did you guys say hi? I hope you did. Oh my gosh. Not supposed to have caffeine with my meds, but seriously, Jen. I'm going to be seeing Kurt when he comes to California, obviously. But they're in North Carolina right now. I don't know where they're going next. That's amazing, Amanda. Becca, I don't think it's coming there because they have potential BWAY aspirations. Morning, Tressa. They probably are, Cindy. Probably. If I had to guess. I know, Becca, but you could, I got no answer. Oh my gosh. No. It can't go there, Liz. It can't go there. Yeah, it can't. If shows, this is a little tidbit, if a tour is trying to eventually make it to Broadway, they will not go near Broadway prior to that. It was amazing and the kids loved it. I'm so glad. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. The idea that Broadway is too expensive is a little bit of a misconception. Slime Note this pecan chocolate is delicious as it warms up. Yes. Oh, it's true. Capricorn for the win. Can we stay on here all day since IG isn't working? Yes. Oh, it's up again? Okay. You'd have to travel there, but Broadway itself does have a lot of cheap tickets. The Drive, that's a different situation. Yeah, exactly. TDF is a thing. Rush is a thing. Lotto is a thing. There's a ton of different ways to get good price tickets to shows. Yes, that's totally different. I completely agree with that. The travel to New York City, that I will agree is expensive. Broadway itself is not expensive. Misnomer.
Actually, the most expensive thing is your hotel.
Yes, that's exactly what we were talking about. Yeah. You're seeing Cabaret for $20, exactly. Yeah. Sydney, I can absolutely help you with that. We do a family day in Minnesota and half price tickets. Yeah, exactly. There are family days on Broadway also. Every September they do 2 for 1, and they also have a kids on Broadway night where if you buy an adult ticket, you can bring a kid for free. So there's a lot of deals that happen. Did it drink all of that already?
It did.
Holy crap.
It's a,
Oh my gosh, the Monstera is a thirsty boy. I did not know March was National Reading Month, but that's very exciting. We should have a party about it.
March is National Reading Month.
Apparently. Portland has 4 shows coming next year. That may be expensive. Yeah, Portland, I don't know what they do. You got your book? Yay, Rosie, I'm so excited. It's also National Kidney Month. That's funny. Maybe we should write a book about kidneys.
Is it Women's History Month?
It also is Women's History Month, yeah.
I thought so.
Read Across America Week. Whoa. When are you going MIA? We leave for our trip on the 16th, and we are gone until the following Sunday, I believe the 23rd. But you won't notice that I'm MIA because I'm pre-filming videos to post while I'm gone. Duolingo, stop shaming me. Stop it. Did you see your coffee?
I did.
Okay, good. Yeah, I will not be live because we will be on a cruise. But I will be posting amazing cruise photos that will probably, I don't know, to people who like travel photos, that'll be, I love looking at people's travel photos. I'm one of those people that if you're going on a trip, I want to see your photos. You know those memes that are like, I never don't want to see a picture of your dog. I never don't want to see a picture of your baby. I'm that person. I always want people to share photos with me. I love looking at photos of people's babies, people's pets, people's travels, what they're doing in their life. I am that person. So if you ever go on a trip, link me to your photo album because I will look through the whole thing. I like literally my brother and sister-in-law had old-fashioned cameras. What were they? Not Polaroid, just like snap cameras or whatever, little cheapy whatevers on the tables at their wedding, and they finally just got them developed like last week. Yeah, like an old disposable point and shoot. That's right, you guys. And the photos are not good. No one who took photos with those cameras did a good job at all. They were all badly lit, and it was just, I mean, just terrible. I went through the whole album anyway. I looked through all 118 of them. Didn't matter that they all sucked. I went through every single one. Like, they're just fun. Exactly. It didn't even matter.
It made the wedding look like it happened in the 1970s.
It did. It was very funny.
From the 70s.
Yeah, we all looked very, very old-timey. But I did a family photo shoot a few months ago, and it was absolutely amazing. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's part of the reason. I don't know if how many of you are on. Hey, Tyler. I don't know how many of you guys are on our Patreon, but we have an entire chat in our Patreon just as like a safe space for people to share photos not publicly. Like it's called like friends and family chat, and it's basically where if people want to be like well, did you post it on Facebook, Ellie? Because if you did, I definitely would have gone through it there. That's where I found the other ones. But like everyone on there like posts like their kids' Halloween costumes and whatever, but it's a locked safe space. So it's not like posting it publicly anywhere because only the other paid members can see it. And generally speaking, we're all pretty comfortable with each other. But yeah, that's one of the reasons we have that entire chat is so that people can share fun things. You definitely did not share that with me, Ellie. That I would remember. All right. Time to read. We are reading Land of Stories, book 6. We agreed yesterday that we would just do one chapter a day until we leave for the cruise, because that will pretty much bump us right up against the cruise, and that means we'll start a new book when we get back. I'm sad because I'm on the 4th book in this series. What series is it, Naisa? You don't think there's gonna be any more? I also, just so you guys know, I ordered a book last night that I think is gonna be our next book club read. And for some reason right now, I cannot remember the title of it.
Was it the one you had me text you?
No, that's something else. So we were at the bookstore and I saw this book and I was like, I think I want to, I remember now. So it's called The Fine Print. And I was like, this looks like something I would be interested in, but I put it back anyway and I didn't buy it. And then last night I was going through Book Talk, trying to get tips and tricks and ideas for promoting my book. And I saw someone post a whole bunch of books that fit into a certain vibe, and it's a vibe I like. And the very first book that came up was this book, The Fine Print. And the book is, it takes place at Disneyland, first of all, but it's a romance novel. It's like a rom-com that takes place at Disneyland. It's like a person who works at Disneyland who falls in love with another person who works at Disneyland. It's like very cute like that. And the cover has a thing of the Disneyland castle almost exactly like my tattoo on it. And so I bought it for us last night. And I think that is going to be our next read, right? I think it's going to be fun and light and sweet. It's, okay, you've read it? Okay, great. So Naisa's read it and she says it's good. Did you see RuPaul's coming to... Wait, whoa. No, I didn't. Anya. You've read that? Oh. I did buy it for you guys. No, it's true. Wait, okay, a bunch of you have already read the book. Oh, well, do you guys want me to pick something different then, since so many of you have already read it? I can just read that on my own because it did speak to me. But if you guys are okay hearing it again, maybe we'll just do it anyway. I don't know. It looks really cute, and it might be just like a nice thing for us to do. I don't know. It looked really sweet. We can decide. The book is called The Fine Print. He co-founded a new company. So, that's amazing, Anya. I didn't know that. Well, we can decide together later, but I bought the book last night anyway because I was like, it could be really fun. Oh my gosh, you guys, so many people that I know in real life from working in theater are in this room today. This is wild. Taylor just joined. Tyler was here. Kurt was here. What are y'all doing? Is something going on? Did someone send out the Broadway bat signal? Don't hold off for me. I miss half book clubs. That's fair. That's fair, Nikki. And you can pop in and then you wouldn't be out of touch with it. You should. Okay, you guys are agreeing that we should reread it even if you've read it before. Okay, great. Okay, cool. So that'll be our book for when we get back from the cruise. I love that. So now we've decided it. Hooray. A fun, happy, light rom-com that takes place at Disneyland. Literally, what could be better? I can't imagine anything, except maybe The Prince of Oregon. If you didn't know I wrote a book, maybe you should buy it. You guys, somebody who's not a part of our book club apparently went and listened to one of the recaps of book club. And if you're not a part of book club and you listen to one of the recaps out of context, it's probably completely bonkers and illogical. This is not a good way to listen to a book if you just want to listen to the book and you're not a part of the club, because we stop and we talk a lot. And one of the people was like, she promos her book so much in this episode. And I was like, yep, you're right. It's true. I did.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. It's very funny. And I was like, wait, there's some rando person that just popped in and doesn't know us, that just listened to random one episode of The Land of Stories. I was like, that's funny, you guys. And I responded and I was like, it's okay. I'm sorry. We're not a straight through read through. It's a club. We're chatting about things. We talk a lot. Yeah, maybe you should tell TikTok how much I promoted it, right? Yeah, exactly. That's true. So anyway, I thought that was really funny. They weren't mean or whatever. It wasn't a mean comment. They were just confused. I was like, it's not a read through. Maybe. That's true, Jen. That's actually a really good point. That's probably what it is, actually. What? She said that all of my Broadway friends watched the Broadway series and they're probably getting live notifications now because they just watched the whole Broadway Spotted series. That's probably why so many Broadway people joined tonight. Will you be doing a slime live tonight? Probably not. We have to do grocery shopping and stuff tonight, so there probably won't be a slime live tonight, but there might be one tomorrow. Although I am making a lot of slime today because I woke up with like 17 ideas in my head. And I love when that happens. That's always a good feeling. I have some pretty slimes in my brain to make for everybody, which is yay. We love to see it. Yeah, Noah, you know, it's my favorite thing to call out all my Broadway peeps. Oh no, groceries, that's what I was doing. Yes. Okay, thank you, Nikki. All right, so this is chapter 14, and I want you guys to see the drawing before we start because this is terrifying. I don't know if it's Medusa or what's going on, but that is a terrifying drawing. If I was a child and turned this page, I might cry. Yeah, Lori, that's actually something that I did when I worked at Slumu. We had almost that exact thing. All right, this is called The Cursed and the Courteous. A powerful rainstorm traveled down the western coast of the fairy tale world and drenched the dwarf forests. Luckily, most of the residents and animals were already in hiding from the literary army, so the woods were virtually empty when the storm hit. But there was still one creature that got caught in the rain and scuttled through the forest in search of shelter. The creature was shivering, soaked to the bone, and completely a stranger to the woods. After traveling in circles all night, it spotted a cottage by the side of the stream. The cottage appeared to be empty as there was no light shining through the windows or smoke rising from the chimney. The creature hoped the cottage's looks weren't deceiving, not for the creature's own sake, but for the sake of any poor soul who might be inside. The creature had a reputation for leaving an impression on whomever it crossed paths with. The creature broke down the front door and stepped out of the storm. The cottage was unlike any place it had ever seen. The walls, the floors, the ceiling, and the furniture were all painted white. The front room was lined with shelves of tiny glass bottles filled with colorful potions. The creature was parched from its trek through the vicious storm. It took a bottle from the shelf, twisted off the small golden cap, and smelled the red liquid inside. The fluid smelled like a fruity juice, so the creature threw its head back and downed the bottle in one gulp. Not only did the liquid instantly quench the creature's thirst, but it also re-energized the creature and made it feel warm inside. The creature inspected the bottle and saw the word rejuvenation was engraved on the glass. It checked the other bottles on the shelf and discovered similar engravings. The blue liquids were labeled youth, the pink liquids were labeled beauty, and the purple bottles were labeled vibrancy. The turquoise bottles labeled stamina. The strange engravings aroused the creature's curiosity. It searched the cottage for more clues about what kind of establishment it had stumbled into. In the back of the room, the creature found a wall covered by a curtain. It pulled the tassel and the curtain separated, revealing a large mirror with a golden frame. As soon as the creature realized it was a mirror, it quickly shielded its eyes to avoid its reflection. Looking into the creature's eyes instantly turned any observer into stone. And the creature itself was no exception. If someone managed to get a glimpse of it before being turned into stone, they would see that she was a woman with glowing red eyes, fangs, a long, scaly body, and instead of hair, the woman had a head full of hissing snakes that constantly fought one another for dominance. The monster's name was Medusa, and she was from a world far beyond the realm of fairy tales. Strangely, as Medusa shielded herself from her own reflection, she noticed that something was very different about her appearance. The powerful glow that was usually emitting from her eye sockets had disappeared. She peeked through her fingers at the mirror, and her gaze drifted up her body and landed on her face, but miraculously, Medusa was not turned to stone. Instead of the bright red pupils that infamously turned people to statues, Medusa saw a pair of brown eyes that she hadn't seen in a very long time. She glanced down at the empty bottle in her hand and realized that the liquid inside wasn't juice, but a potion. As Medusa gazed into her new eyes, her reflection started to transform too. She watched in amazement as the hideous creature in the mirror slowly turned into a beautiful woman. Her head of snakes became a head of thick, sandy hair, and her scaly skin became smooth and tanned, and her long, coiled body became a voluptuous figure in a crimson toga. The mirror of truth had only changed Medusa's reflection, but for the first time in decades, Medusa saw the woman she was before she turned into a monster. Medusa wondered what other kind of sorcery the cottage might contain. A door caught her eye on the other side of the room, and she went to it. Although it had several locks and bolts, the door was wide open and led to a steep staircase descending into a basement. Medusa slithered down the steps and discovered 20 sleeping children under Marina's dark spell. "Hello?" said a polite voice behind her. Medusa looked over her shoulder and found another mirror leaning against the wall of the basement. A cheerful frogman wearing a three-piece suit waved at her from inside. For a brief second, Medusa instinctively covered her eyes to spare the frogman from being turned into stone, forgetting that the potion had transformed her eyes. It had been so long since Medusa had communicated with another living thing, she had almost forgotten how. "Who are you?" she asked. "Well, your guess is as good as mine," the frogman said. "What in Zeus' name is that supposed to mean?" "Well, unfortunately, I've lost my memory," he explained. "I've been searching for someone who might recognize me and help me remember, but so far you're the only person I've found. Hi, Mom." "Good morning." I did voices, and I summoned my mother. Did you guys see that happen? I started doing voices, and there she was.
Good morning, Helen.
Secret Fiance says, "Hi, Mom." Me doing voices is one of my mom's favorite things in the world. That's how I summoned her. My entire childhood, she was thrilled by the fact that she gave birth to a human who could make different voices for her. And she has favorites. Don't let her fool you. "So sorry to disappoint you, but we've never met," Medusa said. "Believe me, I would know it if we'd crossed paths." "Well, that's a shame," the frogman said. "I guess I'll have to keep searching. I've looked practically everywhere, but everything is empty. It makes me wonder if there's a sale happening somewhere." "How did you get inside the mirror?" Medusa asked. "Oh, I was cursed," he explained. "I can't remember who or what put me in here, nor when or how it happened, but I do know I was very upset about it." "Was this cottage your home?" she asked. The frogman said as he looked around the basement. "It seems very familiar, but I don't think it was my home, per se. I know very little about myself, but I can't imagine I'm the type of people who would keep unconscious children in the basement." Medusa took a second and looked at the mysterious children. For the first time, she noticed that their skin had a light glow, and even though they were all the size of children, many had wrinkles and crow's feet of much older people. "What happened to them?" she asked. "It looks like they're under some sort of spell," he said. "I suppose that makes all of us kindred spirits." "You mean you're cursed too?" the frogman asked. Medusa shot him a look like, wasn't it obvious? "Well, it would be rude to just assume," the frogman said. "Who cursed you then? Was it the same person who cursed me or the children?" "Well, that's very unlikely," Medusa answered. "I was damned by a jealous goddess in my home world. She turned my hair into snakes, covered my body in scales, and cursed my eyes to turn anyone they saw into stone. I was so ashamed of myself and terrified of harming people that I secluded myself on an island called Sarpedon. I lived on the island for years until I was captured and brought to this world." "Well, who captured you?" "A terrible army of pirates, winged monkeys, and card soldiers," she said. "They kept me blindfolded in a cage and used me to turn their enemies into stone. Eventually, I escaped, and I've been searching in the woods for a place to isolate myself ever since. The longer I roam, the more lives I ruin." "Well, if your eyes turned others into stone, how am I not a statue?" the frogman asked. "I drank a potion upstairs that returned my eyes to normal," Medusa explained. "I'm not sure how long the potion will last, but there are hundreds more where it came from. They're engraved with words like youth, beauty, and stamina, all the things I'm lacking." "Well, that's wonderful," the frogman said. "Suppose you drank all the potions. Do you think it would turn you back into your human form?" Medusa hadn't thought about it, but the idea did mesmerize her. "Well, I guess it's certainly worth a try," she said. A mutual smile spread across their faces, but the frogman's smile faded when a troubling thought crossed his mind. "Say, where do you think all that youth, beauty, and stamina came from?" he asked. Medusa was so pleased with the results that she hadn't stopped to wonder how the potions were made. Her eyes wandered back to the sleeping children, and it dawned on her just how drained of youth, beauty, and stamina they appeared to be. It suddenly became clear where the potions were coming from, and Medusa felt sick to her stomach. "Hera Almighty," she gasped. "It's coming from the children! Their life force is being drained into potion bottles." The mythical monster was overwhelmed with guilt. She knelt on the floor and began to weep. With no handkerchief to dry her eyes, Medusa used the empty bottles of rejuvenation to collect her tears. She cried so hard, it wasn't long before the bottle was overflowing. There, the frogman comforted her. It was just an accident. You wouldn't have drunk the potion if you had known what it was. But I would, Medusa confessed. For the first time in decades, I found a way to break the curse. I found a cure from this miserable existence. There's nothing I wouldn't do to rid the monster I've become. I just wish it didn't come at such a terrible price. Medusa's admitted selfishness made her cry even harder than she had before. For reasons unknown to him, the frogman sympathized with her dark confession. He went silent for a few moments and gathered the right words to advise her. If you ask me, there are two options at hand. Both will change you, but only one will get rid of the monster forever. What's the first option? She asked. Well, you can drink all the potions upstairs and return to the woman you were before the curse. You'll never turn another soul into stone, and you'll never see the monster in the mirror again. But if you steal from these children, you won't look like a monster anymore. You'll just be one. And that is much worse, in my opinion. And the second option? You can restore all the bottled youth, beauty, and stamina to the rightful owners, the frogman explained. It won't change how you look, but it will change how you look at yourself. From then on, every time you pass a mirror, your reflection, you won't see a hideous monster. You'll see a woman who chose to help others instead of helping herself. And anyone who looks in the mirror and sees who they are over what they are, well, it's impossible to curse someone who looks like that. Medusa thought about the frogman's words and knew he was right. She wiped her tears, lifted herself from the floor, and slithered upstairs. A few moments later, she returned with as many potion bottles as she could carry. She made several trips up and down the stairs until every bottle was in the basement. One by one, she twisted off each golden cap and poured the potions into the mouths of the sleeping children. Little by little, the stolen youth, beauty, and stamina returned to their rightful owners. The children's skin stopped glowing. They opened their heavy eyes and they looked around the basement in a daze. They were too groggy to get up or keep their eyes open for long, but each child felt Marina's curse disappear from their body. One of the little boys stayed conscious long enough to look up at Medusa. She cowered in the corner of the basement, afraid her appearance would frighten the child. But the boy wasn't scared at all. On the contrary, he smiled at her. You must be an angel, he whispered. Thank you for saving us. Just like all the other children, the boy closed his eyes and began to sleep off the lingering effects of the curse. Medusa had been called many things being cursed, but this was the first time someone had called her an angel. The children must be delirious if they think I'm an angel, she said. I'd say it's quite fitting, actually, the frogman said. It takes a very special person to commit such a selfless act. Although she was too modest to agree, Medusa nodded. You were right, she said. From now on, every time I pass a mirror, I won't see my hideous reflection. I'll only be reminded of helping these children. Suddenly, the mirror began to glow bright as the sun. Beams of light wrapped around the frogman's body and pushed him through the plate of glass as if it were made of water. The frogman collapsed on the basement floor, and the mirror returned to normal. I'm free? He cheered. The curse is broken! As soon as he got to his feet, the frogman's memories returned like a river bursting through a broken dam. I can remember, he announced. I remember where I was born. I remember where I grew up. I remember all the places that I've lived. I remember the faces of my loved ones, and I remember my name. Well, what is it? Medusa asked. Charles Carlton Charming, but my friends call me Froggy. The restored frogman paused, a very critical memory surfacing. Oh my word, Alex and Connor, I was trying to warn them about the literary army, then my memory faded. I was searching for a place where they might be hiding. I need to find them and the royal families before it's too late. Did you say royal families? Medusa asked, because I could have sworn I saw a bunch of royal families in an abandoned mine not far from here. They were hiding with loads of people, but they all turned into stone before I could get a good look at them. Froggy's heart practically fell into his stomach at the thought of his friends and family being turned into statues. Was there a way to transform someone back after they've been turned into stone? He asked with large, desperate eyes. Actually, there might be, Medusa said. After the goddess transformed me into a monster, she said only the tears of the damned can soothe the eyes of the cursed. I thought I was just
being vindicative, and it was, no, I thought it was just sorry. I thought it was just vindictive banter, but perhaps it was instructions. Take the bottle of my tears and pour it into the eyes of the statues, and it might reverse the damage. She handed him the rejuvenation bottle filled with her own teardrops. Thank you, Froggy said. How do I get to the abandoned mine from here? I'll take you there, but first, I need a favor from you. Of course, anything. Eventually, the rejuvenation potion will wear off and my old eyes will return, Medusa said. I need some place where I can go that I won't harm others, a place that I can live that no one will ever find me. I know just the place, Froggy said. I used to live in a hole up by the river, not far from here. It's not much, but it's very cozy. There are hundreds of books there and a nice chair beside the fireplace. You can sit and keep warm. As a matter of fact, most of the books in my collection were on the subject of curses. There may be a remedy for yours within those pages. If you take me to the abandoned mine, I'll tell you exactly how to find it. Medusa was delighted by the description. That sounds like paradise, she said. Now follow me. I'll show you to the mine. Aww. That's sweet. They helped each other. That's very sweet. Very, very sweet. Good read. It's true. That's very funny, Rebecca. All right. Well, it was a very sweet chapter today. I will have some Patreon info for you guys later. I'll also probably have some videos later, and I don't know, that's the whole kit and caboodle. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I know, right? Same, Anya, big same. Have a great rest of y'all's day, and I'll see you on the flip side.